Air, also known as Breeze, Draft, and Puff, is a 2023 sports drama, based on Nike trying to sign the best basketball player the world has ever seen, Lionel Richie.
Hello.
Okay, I mean Michael Jordan, aka the GOAT, aka His Airness, aka Black Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus!
Nike's shoe division was in the shitter in 1984 due to low sales. Their marketing VP Rob Strasser and CEO Phil Knight tasked basketball talent scout Sonny Vaccaro to find a new spokesperson for their shoes. Although they soiled themselves initially due to MJ's love of Adidas and Converse, Vaccaro convinced them that Jordan was the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas, the golden egg in Jack and the beanstalk.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And that Nike should pursue him and try to convince Jordan to sign with Nike. In other words, feck Adidas and feck Converse. Nike was the way to go. Michael Jordan wasn't a household name during this period. He had only just been drafted to the Chicago Bulls and wasn't the GOAT just yet. The fact that Nike apparently spent the whole of their budget on signing him was a massive risk. I bet a few bumholes were twitching around the office after the deal had been struck. The way that this is written and directed, it builds the tension nicely. Weirdly, you find yourself rooting for a billion-dollar company to do a deal that will make them billions more. The movie trots along nicely and does a good job of keeping things interesting. Air understands all the many players it took to make Nike an iconic brand associated with sports. It also has a wonderful sense of nostalgia for the 1980s. When you finally see the prototype of the Air Jordans, you can't help but get a little giddy. Ben Affleck plays Phil Knight, and Matt Damon stars as Sonny Vaccaro, and you know what, roll me up and smoke me when I die, they both do a great job here. Vaccaro comes across as a likable guy but stubborn and determined as hell. He also seems to have a decent knowledge of basketball. Knight ends up backing him even though at times, he could have told him to take a long walk off a short pier. Also, I have to mention Viola Davis as Jordan's mother. She does a great job in this movie. They chose to focus on her during most of the talks and negotiations, and this was a smart move. Word on the grapevine is that Jordan asked Ben Affleck if Viola could portray his mother in this movie. Also, cracking directing by Ben Affleck. Say what you want about the guy, he seems at home behind the camera.
Are you serious, Jimmy?
Even though you know the outcome of this movie, and if you don't, you must have had your head up your ass, or been living in some far-off island for the better part of 30 years on your own, listening to the Carpenters and smelling your own farts. You can't help getting swept up with it and, dare I say, a little bit excited. Even though you know he is going to sign on the dotted line in the end, you still think to yourself, damn, the odds are not in their favor here.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Looking into the actual true story of Nike signing Michael, there are a few conflicting views on how it went down and who was the main driving force. This movie gives most of the credit to Vaccaro, but however it went down, it looks like it saved Nike's ass, at least in the sneaker department, as Adidas and Converse were whopping them all over the court. The movie isn't perfect. For example, they choose not to show Michael Jordan's face in any part of the movie, or should I say, Damian Delano Young who was playing Michael. Well, to be honest, he's playing an idea of him. You see his chin, the back of his head, his arms and legs, probably even his butt cheeks, but never his face. Affleck explained that Jordan is just too much of an icon and too big a star to have anyone play him but himself. Jordan was just too old to play the part. This kind of makes sense in a way, but it also comes across as weird, and it's noticeable nearly straight away. You're waiting for the camera to hit his face and see the billion-dollar smile, and it never happens. It reminded me of Al from Naked Gun.
Got something on the side of your mouth, Al. No, the other side.
Also, I don't know what Strasser is like in real life, but in this flick, he comes across as meek and mild. Kind of like the work best friend, who is too chicken shit to tell you that you accidentally slept with his wife last night. Don't get me wrong, Jason Bateman is a capable actor. But it just seems off that Nike's VP of marketing comes across like this. He's as meek as a lamb smoking pot. These are only minor gripes, and it doesn't take away from the fact that this is a solid movie which I really enjoyed. I never found myself getting bored or distracted. It should appeal to sports fans and business fans as well. They hit nothing but net with this one. They just don't make enough of these types of feel-good movies anymore. They would much rather stick their head in the sand and rehash old ideas.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
If you haven't seen this yet, then go check it out now. Even if you don't follow basketball, or don't know anything about sneakers. Hell, even if you don't know who Michael Jordan is. Anyway, thanks for watching, enjoy the rest of your day and remember, stay safe out there.
Jordan fades back, swoosh, and